China just built farm skyscrapers that make American agriculture look like a petting zoo. While you were watching Tesla and Nvidia, China built a 26-story pig skyscraper that slaughters 1.2 million animals a year without a single one ever touching dirt, cloned an army of genetically superior cows that produce double the milk of anything in Wisconsin, and launched a 100,000-ton autonomous ship that hunts perfect ocean currents to grow fish faster than nature ever intended. And here's the part that should make your blood boil. They did all of this while American farmers were busy filling out paperwork for the EPA, begging Congress for visa workers to shovel manure, and going bankrupt because they can't afford diesel for their 70-year-old tractors. This isn't competition, this is extermination. And the most horrifying part? Washington is still pretending the family farm matters, while China is building biological refineries that run on artificial intelligence, their own feces, and a level of industrial brutality that makes Foxconn look humane. Let me paint you the picture nobody in the Department of Agriculture wants you to see. Right now, in Ezhou, there are 2 towers. Each one is 26 stories tall. Inside those towers, pigs are born on the top floor, fattened as they descend through each level, and slaughtered at the bottom. 1.2 million pigs per year flow through this system like cars on an assembly line. They never see sunlight, they never touch soil. They exist inside a climate-controlled vertical protein factory where every variable, temperature, feed, water, waste, is managed by software. And here's where it gets truly dystopian. All the excrement, thousands of tons of pig shit, falls through tubes into a massive underground digester that converts waste into methane gas. That methane heats the entire building. The tower runs on its own waste. It's a closed-loop biological refinery that would make any efficiency consultant weep with joy and any human being with a soul feel genuinely sick. This is not farming. This is industrial-scale life processing. And it makes every farm in Iowa look like a historical reenactment. But the pig tower is just the beginning. It's the icon. The real story is what China did to make that tower possible. And it's way worse than you think. They didn't just build big farms. They deleted the entire concept of traditional agriculture and replaced it with something that operates on completely different physics. Let me show you exactly how they did it. Start with the ocean. While American fishermen are drowning in regulations, debt, and collapsing coastal stocks, China launched the Guoxin 1. This thing weighs 100,000 tons. It's not a fishing boat. It's a floating fish factory. It has gigantic tanks 15 meters deep that raise millions of fish simultaneously. But here's the part that should terrify anyone who understands supply chains. This ship is autonomous. It doesn't stay in one place. It roams international waters, hunting for ocean currents, with the perfect temperature to accelerate fish growth. It's a heat-seeking missile for aquaculture efficiency. It chases ideal conditions across the planet, completely untethered from borders, regulations, or national jurisdiction. The United States has nothing even remotely close to this. We're still debating sustainable fishing quotas for coastal operations, while China built a mobile protein factory that operates beyond the reach of any government and optimizes itself in real time. They're not fishing. They're colonizing the open ocean with roving food factories, and we have zero answer. Now let's talk about what they did to genetics, because this is where American exceptionalism in agriculture officially died. Scientists at Northwest A&F University have been cloning what they call super cows, not in a lab as a proof of concept, in production, at scale. These genetically modified clones produce 140 liters of milk per day. That's almost 18 tons per year. The average American dairy cow produces about 9 tons. China just doubled the biological output of an animal. They didn't wait for FDA approval. They didn't run a decade of environmental impact studies. They didn't convene a panel of ethicists to debate the moral implications of cloning sentient creatures for profit. They just did it. And now, in mid-2026, they're projecting massive clone herds that will obliterate any dependence on Western genetics. While American dairy farmers are getting crushed by low milk prices and can't afford to repair their barns, China is Xeroxing an army of super-producing livestock like they're printing counterfeit iPhones. The dairy wars are over. We just don't know it yet because the bodies haven't hit the floor. And they're not hiding this stuff in some secret research facility. They put it on full display. The Mudanjiang mega dairy farm sits on the Russian border. 135,000 cows. To give you perspective, the biggest, most advanced dairy operation in the United States is Fair Oaks Farm in Indiana. 30,000 cows. Mudanjiang is 4.5 times larger. But the size isn't the geopolitical gut punch. The purpose is, when the United States and NATO tried to economically strangle Russia with sanctions, cutting off food imports to collapse their economy, China used Mudanjiang's massive production to flood the Russian dairy market and completely neutralize the pressure campaign. American policymakers thought food embargoes would bring Moscow to its knees. China turned a dairy farm into a sanctions-breaking weapon and made Washington look like amateurs. Agriculture is no longer just about feeding people. It's a strategic asset. It's leverage. It's economic warfare. And China is wielding it like a geopolitical sledgehammer, while the USDA is still writing grants for organic kale startups. But even the super cows and the border megafarms don't capture the full nightmare, because what China really did was eliminate the human element entirely. And this is the part where American agriculture becomes structurally obsolete. Corporations like Alibaba and Huawei built something called the ET agricultural brain. It's an AI system deployed across Chinese megafarms. It uses facial recognition software on pigs and cows, individual animal faces. It monitors their health in real time. High-sensitivity microphones listen for coughs, labored breathing, anything that indicates illness. When the system detects a problem, robotic arms automatically administer medicine. No human involved. These farms, the size of small cities, are managed by a handful of engineers sitting in air-conditioned control rooms that look like NASA mission control. Meanwhile, American farmers are on their knees begging Congress for more H-2A visa workers because they literally cannot find anyone willing to do the back-breaking labor of shoveling shit and hauling feed. One country is trying to staff farms with imported migrant workers. The other replace the worker with machine learning and robotics. The American farmer isn't competing with Chinese farmers. He's competing with artificial intelligence, and he's losing. And it gets so much worse when you look at energy costs. Right now, one of the biggest factors bankrupting American farms is the cost of fuel and electricity. Diesel for tractors, power for irrigation systems, climate control for livestock barns. It's killing margins. China looked at that vulnerability and turned it into an advantage. In the deserts of Inner Mongolia and Xinjiang, they built massive agro-photovoltaic operations. These are dual-use zones, where animals and crops are raised in the shade of millions of solar panels. The farms generate their own electricity for free and sell the surplus back to the national grid. Their energy cost is zero. In fact, they make money from energy while producing food. While American farmers are watching their entire profit margin disappear into fuel bills and utility payments, Chinese megafarms are energy independent and generating revenue from power exports. It's not just economies of scale, it's economic engineering designed to make competition impossible. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, they built massive industrial farms, but American agriculture is still more innovative, still produces higher quality, still dominates exports. That was true 15 years ago. It is a fairy tale now. Let me destroy that illusion with one fact. China is the largest buyer of American soybeans and corn. We export more to them than anyone else. That's not strength, that's dependence. And every single one of these mega projects, the clone cows, the AI farms, the floating ocean factories, the solar-powered desert operations, all of it is designed to eliminate that dependence. They're building the capacity to replace American imports entirely. The second they flip that switch and stop buying, the entire export-driven model of American agriculture collapses. We're not dominating the market. We're one strategic decision away from irrelevance, and that decision is entirely in Beijing's hands. Here's the darker truth that nobody in Washington will say out loud. These megafarms aren't just about feeding China. They're about feeding anyone the West tries to isolate. Mudanjiang kept Russia supplied when sanctions were supposed to bite. What happens when China uses this same model to feed Iran? Venezuela, North Korea, any country we try to economically pressure? Food was supposed to be American leverage. Now it's a Chinese export. We spent 70 years assuming the United States would always control the global food supply. That assumption just died, and most Americans have no idea it even happened. So here's the question nobody wants to answer. If American agriculture can't compete on cost, can't compete on scale, can't compete on automation, can't match the energy independence, and is about to lose its largest customer, what exactly is the strategy? Because from where I'm sitting, the strategy looks like hope. Hope that China's model somehow fails. Hope that cloning doesn't scale. Hope that American innovation magically catches up. But hope is not a plan, it's a cope. And while Washington is hoping, China is building the next 10 Ezhou towers, cloning the next 100,000 super cows, launching the next fleet of autonomous fish factories, and terraforming the next 1,000,000 acres of desert into solar-powered food zones. They're not slowing down. They're accelerating. And every single quarter that goes by, the gap gets wider. So when does hope turn into capitulation? When does the market wake up and realize that the entire assumption underlying American agricultural dominance was built on a world that no longer exists? And if you're holding farmland or ag stocks, what happens when Wall Street figures out what Beijing already knows, that American farming just became the next American manufacturing, and we're about to watch the exact same offshoring devastation happen to the heartland that already gutted the Rust Belt? because that's not a hypothetical future. That's what's happening right now. The only question is whether you see it before your portfolio does.